Now this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 28. Scripture says, let him that stole steal no more. So, because of course, when you come into the truth, you become a new creature, meaning a new creation. So who you once were, you are no longer to be. So let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor. So don't steal anymore. You gotta labor instead. A person that steals is a person that's not laboring. They take from others, as opposed to actually going out there, laboring, putting in the work to get their own. They take what it is that other people own. So let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor. So don't steal another person's possessions. Labor for your own possessions. Okay? So you're supposed to become a new creature. But rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good, that he may give to him that needeth. See? So you have to labor so that you may give to him that needeth. Okay? That he may give to him that needeth. So guess what? When you working, you laboring, and you obtaining, money from your job, you got to give to him that needeth. That's your duty in this truth. Okay? Get another scripture. Remember that he may give to him that needeth, to give unto those that need. This is the book of 1 Timothy 6, verse 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. So charge them or command them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded. So don't be high-minded, don't be proud, because you're rich in this world. Yeah, you may have a certain level of wealth and materialistic possessions, because that's because the Most High has bestowed it upon you. It's not necessarily because of your wisdom or your righteousness that the Most High just gave it to you. If that's something that you have, the Most High set up that way in order for you to have it. Because guess what? Just because you have riches in this world, it doesn't mean that someone who doesn't have riches isn't wiser than you and isn't more righteous than you. So you having riches doesn't necessarily make you superior to someone else. Because once again, we know that the Most High looketh upon the heart. So as it says in the book of, I believe it's that 1 Samuel 16 and 7, charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded. Right, so you have to command them that they don't be high-minded. Obviously, it is something that had to be spoken about, because you would have had to have people out there who were high-minded, who had a high-minded nature. So you have to charge them or command them that they be not high-minded, because riches is not going to get you into the kingdom. But rather, if you have riches and you're a part of the Brotherhood, then guess what? You have to bestow the riches that the Most High has granted you upon others. That's your duty. That's now a duty that you have to be committed to. Nor trust in uncertain riches, right? You can't trust in uncertain riches, because the scriptures say that riches make themselves wings and fly away. Let me get that real quick. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 5. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? Right, you can't set your eyes upon that which is not, that which is nothing. It's nothing. How could you set your eyes upon it? I mean, how could you focus upon something that has no value? How could you focus upon something that's nothing, that doesn't will any purpose or much of a purpose? You can't set your eyes upon that, meaning you can't set the eyes of your mind, meaning you can't set your heart or your mind upon it, because it's nothing. And it gives you an example. For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. In other words, it's telling you don't trust in uncertain riches. You can't set your eyes upon that which is not. You can't set your eyes upon that which is nothing, like riches, materialistic possessions, because they make themselves wings and fly away as an eagle towards heaven. In other words, eventually your riches part from you, because you got to spend the riches that you have. You got to buy clothes. You got to buy food. You got to pay for shelter. So you can't set your eyes upon that. That's not something that you could be heavily focused on. And these things that brothers have to understand. Okay? It says, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. Look at that word up, evil eye. See if it has any significance. The word evil, eye, that's a ra, and that's an eye. It says bad, evil, bad, disagreeable, malignant, bad, unpleasant, evil, giving pain, unhappiness, misery. So when it says him to have an evil eye, it means someone that has an unpleasant eye. Okay? And it says bad, evil, wicked ethically. So they're bad, evil, wicked in regards to their ethics. So they have an evil eye toward you, or an unpleasant eye or unpleasant mind toward you. Neither desire his dainty meat. So a person that has an evil eye is a person that has an unpleasant or unkind heart toward you. So don't eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, or a person that has an unpleasant or unkind heart toward you, like a person who's stingy, a person who's selfish. Why is that? Neither desire thou his dainty meats. Don't desire his morsels. Don't desire his food. Don't desire things that you can get from him. Why? For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So he is as it is that he thinks in his mind. And what is he thinking in his mind? Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So he's saying eat, he's saying drink, but his heart or his mind is not with thee. Meaning he don't really want you to have what it is that that you're eating. He's telling you eat, drink, yeah, brother, eat, drink, but his heart is not with you. Meaning in his heart, he doesn't really even want you feasting upon his upon his delicacies. This is a selfish individual. So it says, eat not thou the bread of him that hath an evil eye. Someone that have an evil eye is a person that's telling you eat and drink, but their heart is not with thee. They have an evil eye, meaning their mind. If I say I see what you mean, it doesn't literally mean I see it with my eyes. I see what you mean, meaning I understand it with my mind. So eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, or evil mind, an unpleasant mind toward you. Why? Because the person with an unpleasant mind, heart is not with you when you're eating and drinking, because they don't really want to share. This is an example of a person that doesn't want to show charity. And sometimes you know that feeling. You might, let's say you go to somebody's house, or, you know, a cookout or something like that, and you just get you just feel a spirit that's in the air, like, yeah, these people don't really even want me here. Nah, I'm good. I'm not hungry. I'm alright. You know. Okay. So let's go on. And let me get this last verse as a matter of fact. Verse 8, the morsel which thou hast eaten, thou shalt vomit it up. So the food that thou hast eaten, you're going to vomit it up. You're going to spit it up. It doesn't really mean if you go to somebody's house or something and they give you something to eat, you're going to, in this situation, it's not saying you're going to eat the food and you're going to really throw up. It's saying you're going to vomit up. Something. If you vomit something up, that means it's unpleasant to the stomach. So if it's saying the morsel which thou hast eaten, thou shalt vomit it up, but it's saying that the food that you're eating is going to be unpleasant unto you, because you're eating the food of a person that has an evil eye towards you. You're eating the food of a person who's saying eat and drink, but their heart or their mind is not with thee, because they don't really want to share the delicacies that they have. So now when you're eating the food, you're going to vomit it up. In other words, figuratively, it's going to be like you're vomiting. In other words, it's going to be like the food is unpleasant unto you. You're not really going to be able to enjoy it. And thou lose thy sweet words. Okay? Look at the word sweet words. Naim, 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 Naim. Pleasant, delightful, sweet, lovely, delightful, lovely, beautiful, singing, sweetly sounding, musical. That's not I am. Naim. And thou lose thy sweet words. Let me go back up. You know? Because you were eating this person's food that was to be a delicacy unto you, but now you vomited it all up. So now it's unpleasant unto you. You know? It's unpleasant unto you now. Okay? So you'll vomit it up, and you lose your sweet words, because you desire to dine with that person, but now it's like you're feeling upset now that you even ate with them. You may have eaten that person and talked, and now it's like it's a burden even being there now. You know, the sweet kind word that you would speak to a person now is a whole different spirit now. You know, because now in your mind you know you're not really wanted there, so you lose your sweet words. So you understand the situation like this. Now I don't even want to be here now, man. All the kind words that you spoke there is no longer gonna be uttered because now you understand that you're not really wanted there. So this is the spirit that you don't want to have. Romans 12:10. Be kindly affectioned one toward another with brotherly love. That's charity. In honor, preferring one another. So you prefer one another. You put other brothers before yourself. Not slothful in business, meaning lazy. Fervent in spirit, being fiery, serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation. So when you're rejoicing in the hope of the Lord coming back to deliver us, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is the Son of the Most High Yahweh Yahushua. Patient in tribulation. When you go into tribulation, you're being patient. Continuing, instant in prayer, and you continuing in prayer. Distributing to the necessity of the saints, given to hospitality. See that? You are distributing to the necessity of the saints, given to hospitality. You are distributing what it is that the saints need. You are distributing to the saints that which is a necessity unto them, food, clothes, whatever it is, given to hospitality. So you got to be given to hospitality. You know, see what this word says in the Greek.
Strong's G 5381. Philoxenia.
Philoxenia. And it says, love to strangers, hospitality, entertain stranger hospitality. There you go. Even when brothers come from out of the state or out of the country and they among us, guess what? We deal with them brothers like they are part of our own camp, even though we never met these brothers in our lives. Because this is what the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? This is what the scriptures say, and it said preferring one another. Look, let me get that word preferring real quick. I don't want to skip that.
Strong's G 4285.
Praegeomai. It's praegeomai. To go before and lead. It says to go before and lead. Go down here. It says to go before and show the way, to go before and lead, to go before as a leader. So you prefer one another. You know, brother, let this brother do it right here. Let him do it. You gotta prefer one another. You know? And you gotta be wise with that. Because even the scriptures say lay hands upon no man suddenly. Laying hands, it don't literally mean you gotta put your hand on a person. But when you go into the scripture, I did it showing this a while back. I don't know if it's still on my page, probably got taken down. But when you go into the scripture and you read about laying on the hands, like with Moses and Joshua and various other scriptures, you would actually physically lay your hand upon someone. But that's figurative. When you lay your hands upon someone, you're basically giving them a duty. You're giving them a responsibility. It's like if you lay your hands upon somebody and say, "Aye, son, you the man of the house now." Basically, your father may take his hand, put it on your shoulder, and say, "Aye, son, you the man of the house now." He may physically take his hand and put it upon your shoulder and say that. But him putting your hands on your shoulder, he may literally put his hands on your shoulder and say that. But the literal laying on of his hands on your shoulders meant to figuratively represent him giving you a duty or responsibility. So you got to be wise with that too, because you know you just don't want to give no young brother a particular duty that he hasn't proven himself worthy of. So that's scripture say, lay hands upon no man suddenly. You can't do it on a sudden. They have to show and prove, if you will, show that they're worthy of that responsibility.